Hey, and welcome to Schmooze with Suze. I'm Suze Montgomery, your host, and boy, these guys are great. You're gonna have fun with this. I'm really excited to invite the Ventura Land Trust on tonight to explain to us what they are doing and how they're gonna take over. And you're going to volunteer or you're gonna give them money, hopefully both. So I'd like to introduce our people on the couch. We have Derek Poltney, who is the executive director. Paul Meehan, you're the board president, I believe?
I am.
And Ed Weehan, my old buddy from a long time ago, who is a trustee.
Good to see you, Suze.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you for
I think
having
it's
us.
time. It's overtime. You guys should have been on here a long time ago. I don't know why we haven't, but now that you have big things happening, I think this is even a better time, frankly.
We'll make up for it.
Well, let's hear about the mission of what Ventura Land Trust does. Well, first of all, let's start with the genesis. You guys have been around since 2003?
Yes.
Just had our 15th birthday.
Okay, happy birthday. So since 2003, whose idea was this?
It was a big group that came together and united against a potential development project in the hillsides.
Ooh.
And two groups formed out of it. So one group, the big group, apparently defeated Measure A, was it, Ed?
It was A.
Yep.
And then out of that effort, two groups formed. The Ventura Hillsides Conservancy at the time. We've since changed our name to the Ventura Land Trust. But at the time, we became the Land Trust, which is a 501c3 nonprofit public benefit corporation. And then the Ventura Citizens for Hillside Preservation also formed at the same time to be more of an advocacy, political, grassroots, endorse candidates and
So they
fight.
chose to do that and you chose to do that? Or was there any discussion between the two of you who did what? Or it just evolved?
Well, I wish I would have been part of it at the
Yeah,
time.
I don't remember.
I think it did just evolve. I mean, it was a necessary move by the two groups.
Okay.
One to be political and one to advocate for open space.
Well, it's
which
actually a perfect combination, really.
it is.
Working together collaboratively on projects and different interests, but still the same overall mission.
Where the two groups really shined in its collaboration, I believe, was the Ventura River Parkway effort, where we got the bike path from Ventura to Ojai recognized as a national recreation trail.
That's a big deal.
Where we had Julia Brownlee and Hannah Beth and Doss Williams, and they all were super supportive, and we had a really big event on the river, and that kind of kicked off really good things to come for us in the last, it's been 4 years now since that took place.
That thing is utilized a lot. It's over by where we live, and that is a beautiful area. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Great recreation.
It boggles my mind whenever I'm working out in the field planting trees or, creating trails, how many people are using the bike path. Yeah. Especially down near the estuary. It's got to be hundreds to thousands every day.
It's picture postcard, beautiful, but it's also good recreation.
Prior to the fire, it was the way you described, but it was heavily affected by the
So
fire.
how did the fire impact it? I mean, on the actual highway itself, or I mean, like a lot of vegetation was burned?
It jumped over the highway, Highway 33, and as you drive up towards Casitas Vista and those, you can look up and see the hill. It's just dirt. and it jumped over the 33 and burned what we call our Big Rock Preserve and some areas
Yeah, I
below and
noticed
above
Big
that
Rock,
as
and I
well.
actually been to Big Rock. It's absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't even, when I saw it for the first time, I didn't believe it was actually in Ventura. I'm going, well, not that Ventura is ugly, it's not ugly, it's a beautiful place to live and this is my home. But it was like, wow, it's like, again, a postcard. It was just gorgeous.
Well, hardly anybody stops when they're driving between Ventura and Ojai to appreciate the beauty right there. The trails are peaceful. We have many, many species that you can see just spending 15, 30 minutes there. You're going to see blue herons, great egrets. If you're lucky enough and you are right by the river, you could see a steelhead.
Really? The steelheads are still there?
And there's only two things that we don't allow on our preserve, and that is fishing and camping. So me and my daughter go swimming there in the summer. It's beautiful. The water is there year-round, and it's an amazing place because of that. But because there's year-round water, it's an amazingly important area for wildlife. So many of our critters were huddled together there during the fire. And there's certain areas of Big Rock that burned and certain areas that went right through the riparian corridor right there on its way to Carpinteria.
We got a picture of a bobcat on a trail cam, didn't we?
Yeah.
How would the Matilaha Dam, I know they're going to demolition, right? They're going to take it down?
Well,
I mean, I've been hearing about this forever. I don't know when it's going to happen, but how would that affect your property?
It would send sand down, that's for sure.
Just
I mean, it would
sand.
be a positive influence over the long run, not so much on our property, but certainly for our beaches and stuff, and for potential steelhead runs in the future once we start getting some.
And they would come back.
I believe that they would. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago now, I was at San Antonio Creek in the Ventura River, and there were 2 big steelhead in there. So they will come back, and they are still there in pockets where there are springs or the water level's up high enough, you know, for the water to be there. I think an important thing to understand, though, is we as an organization of the Ventura Land Trust, this is what we advocate for. This is sort of our mission, is to create, to acquire open space for the use of people who live in the city of Ventura and the county and surrounding areas. So Big Rock is one place, Willoughby's another place, but I think our goal is throughout Ventura, up in the hillsides, to acquire open space, public access, where from dawn to dusk, you and your neighbors, the gates open, you can just roam.
Now, where's Willoughby, Ed?
Willoughby is just below the Main Street Bridge.
Okay, all right.
Right there. We've done some tours, as you know,
I think I did some trash pickup.
and you did some trash pickup, and that was a big thing that
Who hasn't?
that I think we as an organization did, because that was a problem down there with you know, the challenging circumstances of the homeless and stuff, and so we did clean all of that up. But people can go down there now pretty safely, as they can Big Rock and the other potential projects we're looking at. I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful to walk from one end of the hills in back of Ventura to the other hills? And that's what we advocate for.
I'd love to see it
That's our goal.
restored. Yeah, to see it restored, to be able to do this, to keep it permanent open space. And I think this is a great opportunity for you people at home that are listening to get involved with the Ventura Land Trust. And I can't say it often enough because I'm so impressed by the way, and I'm on their advisory board, not that I'm doing much, but I'm on their advisory board, but I really am impressed with the way they are so professional and handle it, and they're so accommodating, meaning you take people out, and you, Harmon Canyon, I was blown away by Harmon Canyon that day that I went out there. And the nice thing about you guys is it's open space. You don't have to make a reservation to go out there and see it.
Exactly.
Well, as soon as we can purchase it, it will be open to the public dawn to dusk. We are about 2/3 of the way there toward a major $10 million purchase.
Wow.
So it takes a while to raise that kind of money in town, and we're getting close. I imagine by the end of 2019, we'll be able to offer this amazing public recreational benefit to the community.
What a gift to give to the community.
Well, people protect what they love, and they only love what they know. And so that's our focus, is to get people aware of what we have, what treasures are available, and
I think you're
expose
doing
them.
a
And so
great job
So-
in educating.
So at least once a month, we take a group, a private tour, to expose people to what things will be. as soon as we get to the finish line for our funding. And it's amazing. You can get a couple hundred feet up the trail from Foothill Road, and it feels like you're in Ojai or
You're in a
Santa
different
Monica's.
world.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Ventura.
I was like blown away.
So I do have to say, until it's open to the public, the only way to access it without getting in trouble is to contact us, and we'll get you on a private tour.
I think you all at home should really take the opportunity to do this. I mean, yes, give them money. I definitely believe in that too. But take the opportunity. I think if you take this tour and take the opportunity to see it, that you'll definitely want to be a part of them and definitely support them by giving your family a legacy forever.
We are getting significant support from Ojai, Oxnard,
Oh,
Camarillo,
great.
Santa Paula. This is a regional nature preserve. It will, when people come to Ventura to do their shopping, they don't just have to shop and leave right away.
No, they
can
stay.
enjoy it for a little while. It could be hiking and biking. And we've been getting significant feedback from some of the bigger companies here saying, well, this is one of the things that Ventura's been missing for decades, and they're very
has.
supportive of providing this benefit to their employees. So they've been helping us, and we encourage others to get on board. And one of the comments has been, well, we can't attract the top-notch employees, and we lose them to other cities that have this
Correct.
benefit currently. So
Correct.
we're moving as fast as we can to open this up to the public. And
I'm so impressed by your leadership, Derek. I'm watching you guys like a hawk, obviously, because my husband's involved with you. But, and on that note, thank you for taking John. John loves what he's doing. I mean, he loves you guys. I mean, John's whole life is Ventura Land Trust.
Well, we love John too.
He gets him out of the house.
He hit the ground running. He didn't know about the land trust or what we did, and he asked questions and dived right in and got on committees. So we're happy
He's
to have
doing a
John
great
as well.
job.
It's
I know he is.
Any volunteer on any level can sink their teeth into our mission, whether you're planting a tree or you help us with a grant or you help us.
Picking up pizza boxes at the river bottom.
There you go.
It's
That was interesting.
There's field work, there's high-level office work. You know, we've been needing a treasurer for a while, and
You need a treasurer, guys.
There you
Anybody want to
go.
volunteer?
I think the other thing to realize that, you know, this property we're looking at is 2,200 acres.
That's
Yeah, I
huge.
wanted to mention that.
It's 4 miles
big.
deep and a mile wide. Right now, because we've been up there, there's dirt roads where you can run or mountain bike 10 miles. So you can go up and around, get easily a 10-mile run in. We will be designing and putting trails in for mountain biking, for hiking, for joggers and walkers. The running groups here in town have been up there. Audubon's been up there. There's a lot of birds. And as Derek mentioned earlier, you get up about a half mile and you're in wilderness. And when I was a kid, and probably you, and I know John as well,
Yeah.
we had open space. You know, we had the Santa Monica Mountains. There weren't
Correct.
homes up there.
Correct.
And that's where we went as kids. You and I served for a number of years on the Parks and Recreation Commission. We love parks. You know,
Yes.
there's the merry-go-rounds, there's the swings, but you go into open space
That's
and
it.
your mind has got to create. You're a 9-year-old kid going up
Yep.
a river bottom or climbing a tree. That's adventure. You create your own.
Well, to me, it's like a vacation. When I went up there, it was like that. I was only up there a half a day, maybe, right? But it was like I came down from there. I felt like I was on vacation for a week because it's so serene. But the vistas are beautiful. I mean, photography up there, they'd have a ball.
Yeah.
But
No traffic sounds.
there's no,
you can't hear a
hear
car.
a thing. You can only hear nature. But the gift that you're giving, and I mean, I really believe you're giving us a gift by doing what you're doing as stewards of the land and giving back, because you're all volunteers. I mean, you get paid, but I know it's a nonprofit, so you're not going to retire on this. But you're doing it also because you love it.
well, it takes a community, and the community has supported us in this, and it will just get stronger. You know, when you go up there, it's like a national park experience. In fact, we are collaborating with the national park on getting signage, the parking, and the trails all designed properly so that we very sensitively minimize impacts to wildlife, and we also are maximizing the wildlife habitat. But when you get up to those views of the ocean, it's a national park experience. And unlike a national park, I should say, having a local nature preserve where you can use it every day of your life instead of once a year at a national park. It is something that the local businesses and the local hikers and bikers will rally around and help us sustain this forever. And it's true. On every level, anybody interested in supporting nature locally, wildlife habitat, can help us make this happen. Volunteering. We have several student interns from various universities. We take thousands of kids every year on field trips to the river, and we can't wait to open up Harmon Canyon as an outdoor classroom. We work closely with the advanced environmental students at Ventura High School in Buena, and Sean Anderson at Cal State University Channel Islands sends his students over, and we work with Bren School students. And
Well, you guys are everywhere.
it
You know
just,
what's
it's
really
really,
neat to watch is also, excuse me for everything, but it's neat to watch how every single month, because I get it at home from John, but I also get your emails, and I think we're going to put your website at the bottom of the screen on, so you can donate or get involved. But also, you have events like every single month. I mean, and your events are always either educational or fun stuff to do. And you've got, when is Wild and Scenic
Those are
coming up?
listed on the website as well, too.
Okay, so when is the Wild and Scenic coming up?
well, it's our 9th big annual fundraising
Okay.
event, and we've had it in the spring for the first 8, and we've just moved it to the summer so we can be outdoors finally.
Oh,
Under the
excellent.
stars. It's going to be a 1-night instead of a 2-night event, under the stars at the Ventura County Credit Union campus that's just behind the Golden China
Oh yeah, that's my
restaurant.
bank. They're
That's
great
right.
people.
And so they've offered, very generously offered us the big kind of university quad,
Yeah,
where
it's a great
if you've been
place.
to a Patagonia film event, we're actually modeling it after that, and Patagonia is sponsoring and helping us with that big event. We are hoping for 1,000 people, and it's going to be super fun.
Now this is a series of shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning short films on.
Inspirational.
Okay, and they were, every one of them, they're not very long, but they were so well done. I mean, this is like Academy Award, Emmy Award type.
A lot of award-winning films.
Oh my
correct.
gosh, I was so impressed with that when I went to see it, because I didn't know what to expect. You guys continuously surprise me.
Yeah,
We have a film committee that works
Is that
throughout
it?
the year to look at
Oh,
various
so you're
films.
vetting them.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
pick out
They
the
spend a
best
lot of
what is.
time, they travel trying to, look at video films and things. So yeah, they spend
that speak
a lot of
to
effort.
Ventura. It's an international collection of over 100 films, and we have to pick about 10 to 12 of them. So we have to
Wow.
really make sure they speak to Ventura and work for our mission. The whole goal of the Wild Scenic, they're based out of Nevada City, but their goal is they send this to a ton of land trusts just like us so that we can fundraise using their
What a great opportunity to
system
be
of
able
films.
to utilize that information. I mean, but they're so well done. And
Yeah.
that's such a fun night.
It's a great night for families.
It is, the whole gang shows up.
And I believe this year we're going to have, since we'll have more room and outdoors, the kids can come and enjoy some exhibits, some outdoor games, and there'll be food trucks, and it'll be, we'll be able to bring in a lot more people and expose a lot more people to what we do and our mission, and we're really excited about it.
These fundraisers, I mean, are important for us because when we purchase this property and what we do doesn't come from taxpayer dollars.
No,
So
true.
everybody you live in here in Ventura, we intend to acquire this acreage for public access, and it's not taxpayer dollars. But that's why people need to support our fundraisers, or as importantly, become members of the trust, so that we have this stream of income, so that we can manage these properties as well. Another part of all this as to what happens is there's an economic impact. Open space, people come from different areas just because the city or an area has open space.
Correct.
I go down to like Chesborough sometimes, down in Agora. The place is packed on weekends. We stop there, at the restaurant, have lunch
Spending
afterwards.
your tax
So
dollars,
people,
yeah.
particularly the mountain bikers and all these groups will come in here, and it'll provide an economic impact for the city. And as Derek suggested, for the corporations that are here, the quality of life will improve for all their employees. So it's a tremendous public benefit.
And you know, it's changed even since John's, you know, gotten associated with you. I can remember, you know, Brooke Ashworth and I have been friends forever. I mean, she was on our park commission board with Ed and I for years. And I remember when the original nonprofit, we did what was it? They had the jazz festivals in Arroyo Verde, which was labor intensive.
Jackson Brown.
Yeah, I went to every single year of them.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
And they were it was just too, you know, too much labor intensive.
It was.
And too expensive to produce that year after year. So I think what you've done, which is very smart because probably your leadership, which has taken all, you know, the monies you expended on that kind of an event and broken it down throughout the year. So you're constantly in the public eye. Mm-hmm. You're constantly generating interest in people either volunteering, and I watch the people that come and go throughout this because I'm watching you guys closely. I just love what you do. It's just a neat project.
You almost have to thank Jack Johnson and Jackson Brown and all those artists that helped us for those first 10 years, because during those 10 years they could do that because they were still making money off of their recordings. We have switched to the film festival because that allows us to make more money, the bottom line.
Correct.
It took a huge amount of work to put on those music festivals. And in the early days, you know, the artists could donate their time or work for very little. Mm-hmm. And now they can't. That's their only source of income.
I mean, look at the economy's changed over a period of time, too. That was years ago.
But what I was leading to is we have such great opportunities with local land acquisitions. And if we could ever get artists like that to come get us over that last little hurdle, it would be so fun to give everyone that music festival experience.
Well, have you talked to Mark Hartley?
Well, we certainly will. And we hope to have that level of excitement when we reach out to the public for that last little bit and have a big party to celebrate this is what we're going to provide in
Well, that's another thing that's so much fun about you guys. You guys really know how to have a good time.
We, you know, thanks to our amazing staff.
You've got a tight staff.
We have Adrian Stevens and Annette Baldwin who really know how to put on events, and it's really fun to come and join those and see everybody having a blast, eating great food, and supporting the Ventura Land Trust.
Good wine.
Yes.
There is beer.
Thanks Topa Brewery and Patagonia for helping us with everything.
You've got tremendous community support.
We do.
And I think you are the lead in what you do because there's other organizations out there. You know, there's a lot of nonprofits. And there's other similar organizations, but you definitely have the public eye. And you definitely have the public attention in what you're doing because it's such a noble cause.
I think we do, but I think we have a lot of work to do.
But you're doing it, Paul. My God, you guys.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of people who don't know about us, and thanks to you for having us on to help
my pleasure.
share
Your
the message.
family. This is what you do for each other, right? I always say that to people, but it's true. It's family sticks together.
Well, all the local nonprofits are doing incredibly important work. We are trying to provide Ventura something that it's never had, public access to its backyard. And we understand how much of a pent-up demand there is because we hear it from the corporations and the people who have been supporting us for 15 years. And we're getting really close. We need about one more grant and have to go through the year-long grant bureaucracy, and then we're going to shout. We really will shout from the hilltops, and all the hard work is paying off. And the other thing I did want to mention too is we've been talking a lot about how it's going to benefit humans, but our work really does protect endangered species. It maximizes wildlife habitat. It's one of the reasons we get good government grant funding. And we take very seriously balancing human recreation with maximizing wildlife habitat, because that's really what makes it a wild experience. And you got to get out of the urban environment to really have a clean mind and compassion for things other than ourselves. And I know, you know, since I was a kid hiking all the trails, this is so meaningful on so many levels when we get to provide something that we all have to get in our cars and clog up the freeways to go somewhere else to do. We'll be able to do it right here. And I know people are excited about it. And you're right, I work a lot of hours, I don't get paid a lot, but
You're
I'm
dedicated,
so excited
passionate.
to do
You're
this.
so passionate about this.
And it's
It
so worth
translates.
it. And it's a great place to work. It's a great place to enjoy, people planting trees together, people coming to the office and helping us with a number of things. And join us. It's a really fun group, and it's a great way to meet people and learn more about Ventura.
I think your passion translates. All three of you, because I know all three of you well, and I know how you're passionate about this and about how you want to provide more than we have. And this is a great legacy. To me, it's a legacy project. And it's not a project so much as the legacy part of it, which is giving back and being good stewards of your environment and taking care of each other and taking care of what we have and preserving it, because it's for generations.
That's the big payoff for me.
Yeah.
We do a lot of volunteer work. We give up our time. We get dirty. We pick up trash, but it's all because that this is forever. What
That's
we
right.
do now is ideally will last forever.
It's not an amusement park you pay $125
right.
bucks for, go in and you forget about it. Another week it's like, I want to go back there. No, this is forever. And it's a jewel. And it's going to be the jewel of, and it already is, Ventura.
And we hope one of many jewels. I mean, we're looking forward, and
You're growing.
yeah, we're growing, and there's a lot more that can be done, both here in Ventura and close to Ventura, to the benefit of all the citizens, both here, again, Oxnard, Camarillo, and everybody else who wants to be active and wants to be able to explore.
Well, that's why we changed our name back in September.
I like it.
15 years at the Ventura Hillsides Conservancy. Just recently, we started working all throughout the county on various projects. We are working on potential acquisitions beyond Ventura's backyard into Santa Paula's backyard, Oxnard's backyard, more on the coast, more in the agricultural areas. So Ventura Land Trust really does capture where we're going, and our board is growing. We've tripled our operational budget in the last 3 years, and I couldn't be more proud of all the volunteers. These board members work so hard. The staff works so hard.
I watch it at home, believe me. I know, but it's a passion, and you're doing a great job. We just ran out of time, guys.
It happens.
So thank you.
Thank you, Suze.
Thank you for being
Thank you,
here, and
Suze.
thank you for sharing the passion of this. Everybody at home, pay attention. Send them money. Get involved. Go out and volunteer. Pick up trash. I didn't think I'd like it, but I really had a good time. So we'll see you next week, and thanks again for joining us.